Shark Tank Season 16 has officially come to a close, and that means it is once again time for my yearly Shark Tank Extravaganza Season 16 edition. Welcome back to the Max Reality. If you've seen my face before, then you know the drill, but if you're new here, I love talking all things reality TV, especially the show Shark Tank. And I just finished recapping all of the glorious Season 16, and I am now here to join in a moment of reflection and celebration on another year of Shark Tank. This is my third season in a row doing this. I started doing it season 14, and something I do along with the recaps that I don't really bring up until Extravaganza Day is that I keep a spreadsheet with different information on the different pitches, so then I can come here at the end of the season with you all and we can reflect on what the numbers say about the Sharks. To begin, this year we were presented 80 different pitches split up into 20 different episodes, and this is the least amount of episodes we've had since Season 3. Season 3 we had 15 episodes, and then in Season 4 we jumped up to 26, and we would remain at that mid-20s number until the last couple seasons. The highest we ever got was Season 6 and Season 7 are tied at 29 episodes. And like I was saying, the drop-off kind of started with Season 14, actually. The first season I started covering. It is not my fault. Just kidding. And 14 had 22. Last year, 15 also had 22. And now we're at 20, so don't love that. Not a super big fan of it, if I do say so myself. In what I would consider related news, if you didn't know, now you know, Shark Tank is actually moving from its long-standing spot of Fridays to Wednesdays. It's going to be coming on after The Golden Bachelor. So, not really sure how I feel about this yet. Just presenting the information that I feel like is related. Moving on. Out of those 80 pitches, 58 of them were lucky enough to get a deal, which means 72.5% of the different pitches got a deal, which is improved from last year's number of 68%. We always love seeing deals getting made, and I love seeing that as a high number, so yay for improvement. Now it's time to dive a little deeper into those different pitches. Our highest ask by valuation goes to the one and only Black Dot, which was the tattooing robot machine. They came in the tank looking for $1.5 million for 5%, which ended up giving them a $30 million valuation. Absolutely incredible, but truly they almost weren't completely alone, which is sad. They were the only ones that were at 30, but some of the other high ones, a total of 14 different pitches, had a valuation of $10 million or more. Last season, that number was only 12. However, what I will say about last season is it had more valuations that were way higher up there. We had two different ones at 30, one at 50, one at 40. So, does it kind of all even out in the end? Still, I feel like if I had the numbers from years gone by, it would just be incredible to see how much the valuations have gone up in the last, even just the last 5 years. And our lowest ask by valuation was Mooney's, the underwear company that was a new swimsuit style for men. It had the little cutout in the back so you could see your backdoor cleavage, for lack of a better word. They called it something silly like that. It was honestly a super fun one for me, very up there with entertaining times. They came into the tank asking for $150,000 for 35%, putting their business valuation at $428,000. On to the different deals made this season. The highest one done by valuation is going to be Rocco, the smart fridge company. They got a deal with Lori for $600,000 for 4%. They also had a royalty of $50 a unit until she was paid back $90,000, and that deal put their valuation at $15 million. Then moving on to the lowest deal done by valuation, that goes to Kid Coffee, which very much describes itself in the name. It was coffee that was made for kids. They did a deal with Daniel for $50,000 for 20%, which put their valuation at $250,000. Now it's time to look closer at our beloved Sharks' involvement with these different pitches throughout the season. We will start off with offers, and for the third year in a row, our shark who made the most offers on the different pitches this season was the one, the only Mr. Wonderful, aka Kevin. Not only did he defend his title, he really came for it. He wanted to make sure he was topping our charts this year because season 14, he made offers on 41% of the different pitches. A great number. I was shocked. I was amazed. We all were. But then he took a dip in season 15. I even made a joke. I felt like he heard me bringing it up and he was like, I gotta cool my jets. And he only made offers on 30.68% of the different pitches. But this year, Mr. Wonderful has come back and he made offers on 51.25% of the different pitches. Over 50%. Wow. So I'll just take a moment. Incredible. Wild. Just, I can't. So funny to me. I forgot to mention, I break this up. I separate the main sharks from the guest sharks. So as for the shark who made the lowest amount of offers out of our main sharks, that would be Daniel with only 8 offers. But this was his first season being a full-time shark. So I honestly kind of expected it. As for our guest shark that made the most amount of offers was Rashawn at 6. That also very much didn't surprise me. And our shark with the lowest amount of offers was Kendra with 1. But hold on to that number. It is a tool for later. We'll be getting right back to it in a moment. Moving on to deals. For the second season in a row, Lori and Mark have tied for the shark who made the most amount of deals with 14 deals. They were very close to doing it 3 years in a row. They were just off by 1 on season 14. They are always the top of our charts, and I'm gonna miss seeing the dynamic duo making deals together. I don't want to think about that. That's for later. This is numbers time. Then as far as our shark who made the least amount of deals, this is the first time that has ever happened in the 3 years that I've been doing this, that one of our main sharks has made less deals than some of the guest sharks. Usually I just split this up by sorting the column I have from, most to least, and the guest sharks are always just the bottom couple, and I had to do a double take when I was looking at it this season, because our brand new main shark, Daniel, only made 3 deals this season. He did only have 8 offers, but still, Daniel, he was usually our shark that had the most amount of deals for the guest sharks, so it's a transition time. Once he gets in there more, we'll see him making more deals, and it's okay, Daniel. It was your first season. We believe in you. Moving on to our guest sharks, you could probably make a good guess that our guest shark who made the most amount of deals is Rashawn with 5 deals. I will say, though, our number 2 was Todd, and he made 4 offers and 4 deals. It's always really interesting to see with the guest sharks, their ratio, because it's just so much of a smaller amount of looking back and forth. To that point, our guest shark who had the lowest amount of deals was Kendra with only 1, but reflect back to our number I told you to think about earlier, she only made 1 offer. She decided the one she wanted, she did not miss. I just thought that was so funny. And what I think is funnier is she did the exact same thing in season 14. When I was looking at these numbers, I was like, this feels so familiar. And I went and checked, same thing. She made 1 offer and 1 deal in season 14. And honestly, iconic. I love that about you, Kendra. Never change. Keep it up. And since we're talking about the different ratios anyway, I always look at Kevin's for offers and deals just because he makes so many offers. And y'all, this year's was very bad. While he did give us a great percentage for making those offers, and I do enjoy when that number is super high and it makes me laugh personally, it was detrimental for his deal percentage. He only got 14.63%. That man made 6 deals, which is a huge hit from last year where his percentage was 37.04. So take with that what you will. It makes me feel bad almost. When I saw that number, I was like, did I miscount? I'm still worried I somehow miscounted, but there's just not a way that I could have. It's really sad. It's honestly sad to see. Moving on. And that's all I have for the numbers part of this presentation. Definitely let me know if there's anything else you think I should track in the comments below. Each year I try to tweak it and improve it the best I can, but there's always room for better ideas. Now we'll get into our awards. Usually I give a couple for each category, but this season was truncated and these awards are truncated. I have promised myself that next year I'm going to do a better way of documenting really how I felt about each business so I can give more of these awards away. Also, to that effect, if you can think of certain awards I should be looking out for to give to a different company, different pitches next season, definitely let me know down below, because right now, our categories for the last couple of years have been Wildest, Worst, and Best. So let's get into our 3 winners. And our award for Wildest Pitch of Season 16 is going to go to none other than Frame Your Feline from episode 17. They were the very fancy, beautiful art frames that you hang on your wall. It's like a fancier version of a cat shelf. Just a wild pitch, start to finish. I mean, number one, they come out there, they're in the cat costumes. Classic. We love entrepreneurs in some costumes. That's always gonna push you toward this category. Along with that, we had the price of the product being $300 and just their reactions to anything the sharks had to say. Also, my absolute favorite part, and really what pushes it over the edge for winning in the wildest category, is the actual cats. Having the cats there as part of the presentation, and them just jumping around, them having to get picked up by handlers. It was so funny. It was just hilarious, start to finish. Loved that pitch so very much, and is our winner for Wildest of the season. If you've been keeping up with my videos from this season, especially super recently, you can probably guess what I'm gonna give our worst award to, and that is SAI. I'm not even gonna talk about it. If you want to go hear me just rant about that one for forever, you can go check out that episode's video. But yeah, definitely worst pitch. Wanna never think about it ever again after this moment. And for our most coveted, very best pitch of season 16, this is just mostly based on my personal bias usually, but I will give my reasonings. This year's winner goes to Riverbend Resources from episode 13. I just really liked this one. I really liked that it was a solution-based, problem-solving product. I liked the guy. I liked Damon talking about his farm during this pitch. Overall, I just really, really liked this one. It gave me, old Shark Tank vibes, even though he came in asking for $300,000 for 10%, which puts it at a $3 million valuation. Compared to some of the things we see, it just gave me those, old school vibes. If you've watched any of my videos before, y'all know that I love the, problem, solution-based products. So, of course, one of those was going to be my winner. Congrats to Riverbend Resources. I hope your chicken feeders are helping all the different homes across America feed their chickens better. And now it's time for just my general thoughts, feelings, reflections, wrap-up time. The first thing I wanted to talk about during this section is our guest sharks. I felt like they were very sparse and mostly shoved at us at the beginning of the season, which I thought was weird. But I was also feeling that way when I did not know that there were only going to be 20 episodes. So maybe if I ratioed it out and I really looked at the number of how many times we had guest sharks on, it wouldn't be that different. But this season, it just felt weird. It felt off. I don't know why, and I don't know if that was just me. And as far as number of guest sharks, we've just been consistently going down since I've started taking this data. 14, we had 6 different guest sharks. Last year we had 5, and this year we only had 4. And 3 of them were new, which I thought was very interesting. However, I will say we did go from having 6 main sharks to 7 this season, so maybe that's part of the guest shark shortage, for lack of a better word, the amount of different number of guest sharks. I don't know. I'm just saying, I want more variety of guest sharks. It felt like we were just getting them a lot. I love when we have a good mix of people. Like when they brought in Michael Blum just for like the Halloween episode. Actually, I think they brought him in for more than that. But I would love that. Just bring him in for that one. Just bring a guest shark in for one. Like, maybe that's not super feasible because of filming and whatever, but I just want more variety. I love variety. Our guest sharks this season were Rashawn. He was the limited partner in the Atlanta Falcons and the venture capitalist guy. Then we had Todd, who was the founder of Raisin Cane's, the chicken fast food place. Then we had Jamie, founder of It Cosmetics, and our only returning guest shark, Kendra of Kendra Scott Jewelry. If you've been watching my recaps, you'll know my favorite guest shark has been Todd. I really hope they bring Todd back. I really, really liked him. I thought he was so fun. I really liked Jamie too, and I like what Kendra does. You know, I like Kendra for her 100% shot ratio. I want her to come back and keep doing that because that's so funny. And then we have Rashawn, and I just don't like Rashawn. He's just not my kind of shark. The way, like, he goes about stuff with all his, like, venture capital bro speak. It's just not what I watch Shark Tank for. It's annoying to me. I know lots of other people liked him. You're allowed to. Not my cup of tea, though. The next thing that I definitely have to talk about is this being Mark Cuban's last season. Y'all, I keep saying it, but I'm so sad. I, like, can't accept that he won't be on the show anymore. I just think he's so fun. He adds, like, such fun dynamics to all of them. He's so funny, and I'm just really gonna miss him. And it was really fun watching him this season. He kind of had some, like, senioritis going some of the time, and it was so fun. It's just been a pleasure watching him all these years. Incredible to think he's been doing this show since pretty much the beginning. He was only not there season 1, and it will definitely be a hole, but Shark Tank will go on and it will continue to be great. One thing I know would personally help me fill pieces of the hole in my heart is if they would bring back Emma. Emma Greed, she was a guest shark last season, and I love her. I really thought they were going to start putting her in more because she just has that kind of same, like, sassiness Mark can give. However, she doesn't give the billionaire part of what Mark can give, but I really thought we were going to get more of her, and I'm really sad she wasn't a guest shark this season. If it's because she doesn't want to, I respect that, good for her, but I think they should bring her back. I really, really missed her. And I bring it up because even Mark himself brought her up in an interview, and that made me delusional. That made me be like, they're gonna start putting her in more. Maybe they'll eventually, like, rope her in and she'll be a main shark. And then all that delusion was lost when they announced Daniel was just going to be replacing Mark, because for a while there, we just didn't know what was going to happen. People were speculating that it would just stay a rotating guest host type spot, and they would just keep going with 5 for a while until they could decide, and I was being delusional, thinking that was what was going to happen, and that Emma would get worked into that. But, you know, c'est la vie. I also love Daniel. I'm happy for him. He has been a vet on this show, putting in the time. So great for him. But bring Emma back as a guest shark, please. This is my plea. Anyway. And the very last thing I wanted to reflect on and discuss with season 16 is all of you. If you've been watching my season 16 recaps, seriously, it means so much to me. These Shark Tank videos are like the hardest videos I make. All the time I do, doing the notes for them, looking stuff up about the companies. It's a lot of work. I'm not even going to pretend it's not, but I love talking about Shark Tank. I love when y'all comment and y'all talk about your opinions on the show and getting to connect with other people who love Shark Tank. So thank you all for watching and supporting it. Like, I know I say it all the time, but I really mean it. It means so much to me. Overall, while it was a very short season, I do think season 16 was one for the books. There was lots of highs, lots of lows. Overall, a good time was had, at least by me, and I hope by you too, whether you watched the show in real time on Hulu or you just watched it through my recaps. I think season 16 was a good one, and here is to season 17. Like I said a second ago, if you made it this far in the video, Seriously, it means the absolute world to me. If you like Shark Tank recaps, those won't be happening for a minute, but they'll be coming back as soon as the show comes back. Shark Tank product reviews, we are going to be ramping up some more of those, or just reality TV in general. Check out the channel and subscribe. It is a good time over here. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it down below. And as always, I want to hear your thoughts, feelings, opinions, comments, all that and more down below. And until then, I'll see y'all in the next one. They say the main thing they want help with a shark from a shark with a shark from a shark to a shark with a shark ABC. All roads lead back to Mr. Wonderful. Whoa, I skipped so much just then. I just skipped every other shark. And in some ways, Kevin is right, and in other ways, he's completely wrong. Oh my god, I didn't know that was the notification sound for Chewy. That's terrifying. Our sharks for the episode are Barbara, Kevin, Lori, Mark, and guest shark Rashawn Williams, who is a limited owner of the, is that what it's called? Or what? Fuck, I did this last time too. What? Like minority share limited partner limited time town. Fuck. It's really sharp, don't you think? You know, black is this year's pink. In the past year, he's done $318,000 in sales, and it all came from seven. We then have Daniel saying his best and final offer is the $50,000. I wrote $20,000 for 50% instead of $50,000 for 20%. That would be a wild number. For 10% of her card game to get to know your friends. And for 2024, they were projecting $600,000, putting... That math doesn't make sense. Hang on. 90... I'm just not going to mention the lifetime number, and then I don't have to figure out why the sales are wrong. She probably said what they had done so far. It's probably because, yeah, that's it. I'm still recording, oops. On one end, there is a rubber, I don't know what the fuck to call it, tube? For our Costa Macon sale, every time, sale. The only thing that makes me nervous, yes, sir?